And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking WRC, this showdown in Japan. Toyota versus Hyundai. Terry Neuville versus Ott Tanak, an intra-team civil war. Well, not really. I'm kind of bigging it up. But let's be honest, Neuville has it all to lose. So does Hyundai. But things are never quite as simple in the WRC and motorsport in general. So welcome to our Japan preview. Yeah, Neuville on 225 points. Tanak on 200. So yeah, he's Terry Neuville has pretty much got one hand on that trophy. But can Tanak prize it away? I mean, there you go, the two warriors. I think this is an old photo. This is from AG Rally with using last year's Toyota. This year's Toyota looks really, really nice. So this is the Japan itinerary, but before we get into that, let's have a look on, as we know, the shakedown is going to be starting on Thursday the 21st, where we will be at a special place. We'll talk to that in a second. And from Friday, you've got SS3 to SS9, Saturday, SS10 to SS16, and Sunday, SS17 to SS21. And then obviously the racing ends. So the Thursday evening, or morning, I think, for most of the European people, we are going to have the Toyota Stadium. Yeah, we've got the shakedown, and then we've got the Toyota Stadium with 2.15 kilometres. I really enjoy that. I think it's one of the nice. I know some people don't. As a stadium event, it's one of the nicer ones. The atmosphere is really good, quite good. It's not too bad. And obviously, day two is the it's the rally proper, isn't it? Day two on the Friday and day three with kind of like that half day that we get, sadly, on the Sunday. But there we go. So leg one is 128.15 kilometres. Leg two, 103.87. Then that's leg two. Leg three, 70.57, and a total of 302.59 kilometres. That's your entry list. Neuville, Tanak, Evans, OJ Formo, Katsuta, Munster, Mikkelsen, and obviously your WRC2 event, which is an event that we could have at Pajari as a world champion. Not bad at all. But anyway, let's get into our preview where we're looking at all of the drivers and the teams. So welcome. Let's have a chat then, shall we, about the form guide with obviously the help of Dirtfish going into this. So as we know, the stakes could not be higher, unless you're M Sport, of course. It's going to be now or never for the Toyota and Hyundai crews to strike that gold. And first up, let's talk about, let's be fair, the world champion favourite, shall we? Mr. Neuville, Terry Neuville. I mean, his last three rally results, third, fourth, and first. His Japan best result all the way back in 2022. A short while, yeah, all the way. He won. So only 30 points left to claim. It's almost like he needs a DNF with Tanak to win. He's got a 25-point cushion over his teammate. Hyundai also having to think about the manufacturer's championship. So Neuville must be feeling confident, as we said, one hand on that trophy. But as a 5-time runner-up in the WRC, he knows better than anyone not to count your chickens before they hatch. So everyone's saying his odds look really good. His 4 more season, he has been overall the best driver. And what's going to be interesting, a lot of people are saying, is what is Neuville's approach? Is he going to go all out to try and win it all on the podium, or is he going to stay relatively calm? That's going to be interesting, isn't it? So from Neuville, we've got his teammate then. Let's talk about his teammate, Ott Tanak. So his last 3 rally results are first, third, and third. Now, interestingly, his best rally result here in Japan is second, and that again was in 2022. He is, though, the form driver at the moment, and arguably he should be a lot closer to the championship than he really is. For what of a few silly mistakes, he's definitely got the speed. He's already told the media that it's Terry's championship to lose, which is kind of true. But whether he truly believes that is another matter. He surely believes he's got to go in thinking he's got a chance, and he has to win. And it's that simple. A tactic to try and is he trying to be nonchalant about it to get in his teammate's head? Maybe. But Tanak has a vested interest in Neuville's success, as it would ensure Hyundai of a world double, and that's going to be that will be the first time in Hyundai's history. So that's not bad at all. I think though, when Tanak goes into it, he's kind of got the mindset of, let's be fair, he has got absolutely nothing to lose, has he? Absolutely not. So let's move on to Toyota's, I want to say leader driver, but still, yeah, big disappointment. Elfyn Evans, oh my gosh, he hasn't won a rally this year. His last three results, second, and an 18th, but he did win the Japan Rally last year in 2023. He's hit a decent bout of form this season. Too little, too late though, someone might argue, and it's yeah, he does though have what many are going to describe as a crucial role in Japan as they attempt to dethrone the team that's pretty much been leading the championship for most of it. All of it, even Hyundai. Could they do it? Evans certainly knows what it takes to win on these roads, having won before. His asphalt pace is, let's be fair, been quite good. In the Central European Rally, for example, he scored more points than anyone. In Croatia, he was a contender for victory. So this season really didn't go his way, but I think more than anyone needs a really strong result come the end of the year. So that's Elfyn Evans for you. Let's talk about Seb Ogier. So he had a DNF, 36th and 16th in his last three. Bear in mind the first half of the season, and to the point where 2/3 to 3/4 away from the season, they were talking about Ogier being a potential champion. His best result in Japan was last year, which was 2023, which was in second. His recent form is really poor though, by anyone's standards. I think even Gregor Monster would raise an eyebrow at the very least at Ogier's horrendous three performances. The results don't reflect how fast this guy is. He can go into this rally and win it, let's be fair. So now Ogier's focus though, and I say win it, it's going to be squarely on Toyota's Constructors' Championship. He is a massive asset for Toyota, especially when the chips are down. And he's proven past from previous visits. He had a puncture in, I think, not last year, obviously, the year before, which kind of sucked because he was looking quite good. Second to Evans last year, though, was as close as you'd get to an orchestrated result from Toyota. So, yeah, indeed. So let's talk about M Sport then, shall we? And let's talk about the man that may well be going to Toyota next year. That's Adrian Formeau. His last three results are 32nd, 5th and 1st. Not particularly good last year. It was a DNF. And that's kind of like his best result. So, is it going to be, though? A lot of people are going to be asking, not really how well Formeau will do. Is this going to be Formeau's last time out in M Sport? A lot of people are going to be asking that. He does have a lack of experience in Japan. And the advantage, though, that Durfish is suggesting that he has over his main rivals is he can drive free of any championship pressure. No worrying about permutations or looking over his shoulder. He is a free man, and you've got to assume the minimum he's going to want is going to be that podium. Absolute minimum. So let's talk about the other Toyota driver, shall we? I need to find him first. So please bear with me. Is Taka Katsuta. So 4th, 30th, and 41st, but his last one was 4th. His best result in Japan was 3rd in 2022. So if Japan had been the event immediately after his surprise benching, that was in Chile, a lot of his confidence would have been shot, but he had a decent result in Central Europe. But why can't this guy win? Now, his speed in Japan last year, they say, was sensational. He won 10 of the 22 stages to fight back to 5th after sliding into a tree on Friday's treacherous tunnel test. But this time around, he could be a major factor, people are saying, in Toyota's push for the title. I think he's going to aim for a minimum podium. Wouldn't it be lovely if in Japan Katsuta gets his first win? That'll be amazing. So Gregor Monster, his last three results, 5th, 7th and the DNF. Not too bad. His best result was 7th, I think last year, and 1st in WRC 2. So if Formeau's a dark horse, M Sport Monster is probably the forgotten horse this week. Let's say there's next to no attention on the Luxembourger, with obviously the title fights. And this year has been kind of like a slow burner for him. Disappointing, yes. Not quite fast enough, sadly, yes, if I'm honest. Next up, we have Andreas Mikkelsen. So he does have an uncertain future in Rally 1. A lot of people suggesting he's not going to have a drive. So he can't. He's got no control over his own direction, which is frustrating, which is why he needs a good result here. His pace in asphalt was far from fantastic, let's say, in Monte Carlo and Croatia, but he had a breakthrough. And at the Central European Rally, he had what he described was an improved feeling to his I-20. He did more mileage on the recent Rally La Nucia in Mediterranean in Spain, so that can only help his confidence. So once again, he's going to be wanting a minimum podium, but someone's going to be leaving Japan relatively disappointed. And on that note, then, we're going to leave you to it. So who do we think is going to win? I think there'll be a full-wide podium, and I think Toyota's going to win. I think Elvin Evans is going to win. Because I want him to win. He needs to win. He needs to win this season, and he hasn't. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. It'll be quite interesting, and no doubt we will speak to you soon. Subscribe if you can. That would be amazing. If you made it to the end, you are a rally champion in our eyes. If you made it to the end and you gave a like, subscribe or comment, you are a multiple world champion in our eyes. And we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.